Are you tired of drudging through the same situations? Do you feel like you can never make progress? Let's discuss some solutions and more coming up. If you're new here, this is Peasant Uprising, where I help you rise up from your rough upbringing and help you succeed. Subscribe for more. In the previous video, we discussed the importance of decision making and how that affects our future. In this video, I want to talk about the importance of the consequences of our decisions and help you understand how these consequences affect you in the long run. When we give in to old habits or old decision making, we tend to not make very much progress at all, if that's something that you're trying to do. If it's not, perhaps it's time to start thinking about making some progress in your own life. It can be hard to move away from the routines and the normal decision making that we're used to, and it can be really painful to make that type of change, especially if that involves something like substance abuse or some type of stimulant that you're used to. These types of things can really hold you back and really not allow you to have the life that you deserve. And one of the things that you're going to need to do in order to succeed is make that conscious decision to stop repeating that same process and really move forward. One of the consequences of not choosing that or not trying to move forward is that you're going to remain the same. Your situation, your frustration, your difficulties will remain. Anytime that we decide we're going to make a change in our lives, we tend to get really excited for it and we anticipate that change, and that's something that we should look forward to. However, after a while, that excitement tends to go away and we begin to see the reality of the situation, and we tend to go back towards the same old routine. The consequence of going back is, of course, remaining the same, so we want to avoid that. Now, that can be quite painful to move beyond that same old routine. However, you're going to have to begin to train yourself to really stick it out through that pain, because that pain is only temporary, and you're going to be able to be more successful on the other side of those decisions. You just have to learn how to get through that difficult moment. So once that excitement is gone, we are left with the decision. Do I choose this new path, or do I choose to remain on the same old path? Now, the consequences of our decisions can actually teach us a lot, even negative consequences. Obviously, we want to make the best decision possible in that moment. We don't really want to have ill consequences. However, should those arise, we do need to be aware, and we do need to try and learn from those consequences in order to grow and continue to try and succeed. So we're going to have to be aware of what happened after I made that choice. Okay, was that positive or negative? If it's negative, what can I do differently next time to make that a positive consequence or a positive outcome for that decision? Now, I want to propose you with a situation, a scenario, if you will. Let's imagine that you're driving down the highway, it's late at night, and you've been on the road for quite some time already. You still have a very long way to go. Your trip isn't going to end anytime soon. Now, let's say you're done listening to the radio or any kind of music that you've had on there, and you're bored checking out the scenery, and of course it's late at night, so you can't really see anyone. While you're driving, you hear a notification on your phone, and you decide, since it's a lonely highway, there isn't much going on, it's probably safe to just check it real quick and put your phone down. Well, let's propose that you decide to continue to check your phone because you see other notifications that were there previously. And before you know it, you're fully distracted while driving down the highway late at night. Not the best decision now, is it? Now let's say at this moment you're so distracted that you begin swerving down the road. And before you realize, you've sideswiped another vehicle. You didn't even know that vehicle was there. You were so distracted on your phone. Now, miraculously, you're able to maintain control of your vehicle and somewhat pull over to the side of the road. The other vehicle, however, spun out of control in the middle of the highway. Suddenly, you come to your senses and realize you need to go see what's going on with that other vehicle and find out if those people are okay. So you make it over to the other vehicle, and at this point, those people have gotten out of the car and made it to the side of the road, thankfully. And you realize it's a family of 4. 2 young children and 2 adults. Now at this point, the reality sinks in. You can see it drain down your face. You could have killed that entire family. Could have even killed yourself, if not even more people. All because of one decision: to continue to look at your phone while driving. The consequences of your decision could have ended in tragedy. This is an extreme example, however, it is a reality. You see, my family was in that other vehicle. And instead of you driving a regular car, you were driving a fully loaded semi-truck trailer. It was 10:30 in the evening, in the middle of the night. My wife, my 2 children, and I made it out of the vehicle and to the side of the road safely. Luckily, we were always shook up, but we could have died on that evening. We could have been killed. And this is a harsh reality of the consequences of decisions. And it's not something that we should put on other people. It's not something we should put on ourselves. Couldn't imagine trying to live with myself after causing something like that. Luckily, in this instance, we were okay. The other driver was okay. However, that one decision caused that one consequence. And it could have went very differently. Now, I say that we walked away without a scratch and we're okay, but some of us did have some bruising. My hands were sore from gripping the steering wheel, and I thought my leg was gonna break just because I was hitting the brake so hard. However, the real issue is the trauma. My wife actually blacked out. She came to rather quickly though, but the fear of the situation caused her to momentarily black out. My children were asleep, and they woke to us spinning around in the middle of the highway. I was fully awake, alert, and driving when it happened. The other driver, the semi-truck driver, he was distracted. He didn't realize what he was doing, and he nearly killed us. Now, this is obviously an extreme example. However, it's a reality. And I'm not saying that every decision has to have this level of weight put upon it. And I'm not saying that you have to spend this much energy and concern over every single decision you make. But we do, all of us, have to think about the consequences of our decisions. We have to have that foresight to look down the road and understand the things we do now are going to have effects later on. There are times where I still have a hard time getting on the highway. And this has been years. It's been 6 years. But I still have a hard time. And there are moments where I can still feel the fear from that moment because it's so traumatic going through something like that. If you're gaining something from this video, literally anything, I ask you to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what your thoughts and opinions are. I love interacting with you guys in the comments. Also, if you like this channel and you like the direction we're going, please tell a friend. I would like everyone to at least give it a try and see if there's some benefit for them here. And I'm happy to discuss anything that you guys are wanting to cover. So let's build a community and let's get this thing going. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Can my eye itch anymore right now? Possibly. Where's the button on this thing? Seriously, never works right. Sharpness engage. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, go time. I'm not even saying the things I wrote down. Now let's say that you were so distracted at this point by your driving, this is an extreme reality. For real. It is a real life reality? What? Or no.